iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. That's right, open. So I want to start with something that we call the post-hype sleeper. The post-hype sleeper. So what is a post-hype sleeper? I'm glad you asked me that. It's a person who we expected to have a good year, but didn't, right? And then the next year, the guy doesn't get as much publicity, but he has a great season. So, for example, in baseball, Luis Severino and Jose Berrios were two very, very popular pitchers last year. Yeah, they weren't very good at all. They come back this year, they're sensational. So, sometimes we take things very personally in fantasy sports. This guy screwed me. I'll never put him on my team again. I hate him. Well, all right, get over yourself, first of all. All right, chillax. Secondly, just because he screwed you last year doesn't mean he's screwing you this year. Okay? So, an example of this is Tyler Boyd. Okay? So, somebody from the Cincinnati Enquirer, Paul Denner Jr., says Tyler Boyd's going to be the second wide receiver. Tyler Boyd is barely being drafted right now. He is barely being drafted right now. Why? He's not very good. He has a bad year. There's A.J. Green. There's John Ross. There's Joe Mixon. There's Tyler Eifert. There's Brandon LaFell. Tyler Boyd was a very productive college football player. Very. Right? He was a second-round pick. He was a very good player. But just because he wasn't sensational last year, right? Just because he was good and not great, people are like, yeah, he's like 2 for 20. I don't need him. He's 4 points. Well, he was a rookie. Brandon LaFell is not very good. And John Ross is injured and a rookie himself. So let's find a little love for Tyler Boyd. And maybe he is what we call a post-hype sleeper. We liked him last year, don't like him as much this year, but what if I tell you he doesn't have a terrible year? I'm not saying he's going to be great, but you know what? He's not going to suck as much as you think he will. So just keep your eyes open. And I'm not taking Tyler Boyd, but I might put him on my list. So when it's first waivers, if he's out there and I need a player, maybe I might get him. Maybe I might. Some quarterback situations are going to be decided soon. Both Todd Bowles and Hugh Jackson want to name their quarterbacks very soon. Will it be Brock Osweiler, as my friend Willie Wall says? God, I hope not. God, I hope not. I don't know if I want Deshaun Kaiser either, but I know that Brock Osweiler stinks. And I know that team is going to be like 0-4, and that's not going to help. What about Todd Bowles? Can we just give the ball to Josh McCown? I mean, seriously. Christian Hackenberg stinks. The only reason you play Hackenberg is because you want to go 0-16 with the Jets, which the Jets do, but they'll screw that up. I promise you. All right, time now for our Philadelphia Eagles. Ken's calling them the Eagles, the Eagles podcast. Carson Wentz, the quarterback. Let me ask you this. You're the LA Rams. How many times last year did you say to yourself, I really wish we had drafted Carson Wentz instead of Jared Goff? Do you think that was like every minute of every day? Seriously. Do you think they said that to themselves every minute of every day? Because I know I would have. Because Carson Wentz looks real deal. He looks real deal. The dude had 607 attempts last year. He was throwing the ball way too much. And he had some crappy games, but he had some good ones too. I like me some Carson Wentz moving forward. I think Carson Wentz is a good young player. I mean, is he a star? Not yet. Here's what you do with Carson Wentz. You make him your number 2 quarterback. You don't ever start him in case of an injury. You play him in a best ball format, and in DFS, maybe he's a starter on a week. I have no problem with that. Is he more than that? Not yet, but he will be. Fast forward to 2020, I would think Carson Wentz is a top 6, top 7 quarterback. I would be surprised if he wasn't. So I do like him. Now, there is a mess, an unmitigated mess going on right now in running back situation here. Okay? So firstly, what's going to happen with LeGarrette Blount? There are rumors right now out of Philadelphia that he's not a lock for the final roster. I don't believe this, and here's why. Okay? LeGarrette Blount may not fit the Eagles' style. He's very one-dimensional. He's very one-dimensional. But the Eagles were atrocious by the goal line last year. Ryan Matthews couldn't get it done. Wendell Smallwood couldn't get it done. LeGarrette Blount can get it done. He's 250 pounds. 6 feet, 250. He can move a pile. I've got to think in the fourth quarter, right? In the fourth quarter, if the Eagles are winning, you got to give the ball to LeGarrette Blount. He fumbled twice last year. He lost one fumble, fumbled twice. He's not a fumbler. He's really good at the goal line, and he's really good in short yardage situations. So, really? The Eagles are going to get rid of that? I don't see it. I don't see it. They may not use him a lot, but I don't think they get rid of him. Back in the old days, they called a guy like that Greg Bell and Gerald Riggs. All right? So let's not get rid of LeGarrette Blount yet. Darren Sproles is probably their main guy, right? He's the kind of guy that gets like 80, 90 rushes. He gets 50, 60 catches. He probably gets somewhere around, 800, 900 yards from scrimmage. He's good. Wendell Smallwood I like as well. Wendell Smallwood was very good in college, and I loved him last year. I loved him coming out of Texas Tech. But he hasn't been healthy, and last year he was completely mediocre. Completely mediocre. I think there's upside there, but he's not the biggest dude in the world. Then they drafted Donnell Pumphrey, whatever, he's pretty good, and then you have Corey Clement. I don't know, I think you got a lot of guys there. Sproles is the best guy, Blunt's the short yardage guy, Smallwood, Pumphrey, Clement, somebody will step up there. I'm not loving this running back committee here. I think the Eagles have a lack of talent problem on their roster. Tell me the running back who's super talented. Sproles? Maybe. I'll give you Sproles. Sproles is also 34 years old. At wide receiver, the Eagles traded Jordan Matthews. They've got one dude there who I like. His name is Alshon Jeffrey. Okay? But Alshon Jeffrey is a star. Now, Alshon Jeffrey, right? Missed last year, with a little suspension. Not a good thing, right? Not a good thing. He was injured, had a bad hamstring, and then he had the suspension. So I'm just throwing out to you here, he's coming back on a 1-year deal, right? He's got a 1-year, $14 million contract. This is one of those things where he is playing for his future. He is going to be on the field as much as possible. He's got to have a big year this year if he wants to get paid next year. So I see 1,000 yards. I see 8, 9, 10 touchdowns. I see him being the number one option here by far. By far. Torrey Smith stinks. Torrey Smith stinks. Torrey Smith's last good year was in 2013. Maybe 2014, he did have 11 touchdowns, but he didn't catch that many passes. the last couple of years he's been wretched in San Francisco. Can he be the old Torrey Smith? I don't want to find out. I really don't want to find out. Nelson Aguilar? I don't think this guy's very good either. Guy was a first-round pick out of USC. Please. Child, please. I say to my kids all the time. I don't think he's that good either. But without Jordan Matthews there, he may be one of those guys who gets an opportunity. Mac Hollins, another one of those guys who can get an opportunity. Mac Hollins from North Carolina, pretty fast player. I mean, he has shown a little bit. He's flashed a little bit at school. At camp, excuse me. He flashed a little bit in college. Now he's flashing a little bit in camp. I don't know. I don't love any of these receivers here outside of Jeffrey. I'll draft Jeffrey. I'm not drafting these other guys. Tight end, I really like Zach Ertz. Really like Zach Ertz. Did you see Zach Ertz's games from week 13 on? Let me tell you, week 13. 9 for 79 and a touchdown, 15 targets. Week 14, 10 for 112, 13 targets. Week 15, 6 for 80, 8 targets. Week 16, only 2 for 33 on 2 targets. And week 17, 13 for 139 and 2 touchdowns. How well did he do? Now, he was pretty awful during the year, right? The rest of the season wasn't special. But if Zach Ertz can do for us in 16 weeks what he did for the last 5, you're looking at a top 5 tight end. With Jordan Matthews gone, Ertz has to step up. So you're looking at an offense of Sproles, Jeffrey, Ertz. That's what you got. That's what you got there. You don't have much more. So that's what we're looking at. It's weak. The Eagles are weak. And then you look defensively, they've got some guys. This kid Derek Barnett is going to be special. Derek Barnett is going to be special. Okay? Just let me throw that out there for you. Sidney Jones is going to be a really good player too, but the guy tore his Achilles at his pro day. That's really sad. He's a really good player. They got Ronald Darby because their secondary was so putrid. When I say putrid, I mean putrid. They had to trade Jordan Matthews to get Ronald Darby because they had nobody to cover anybody back there. So as an Eagle fan, which I'm not, but if I'm an Eagle fan right now, if I get 8-8 this year, I'm pretty happy. I think the biggest question with the Eagles, is Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson. This guy is a fantasy nightmare. Nightmare. He doesn't want to run. He doesn't want to pass. He doesn't want to throw. West Coast offense. Everybody plays. You never know week to week what he's doing. He doesn't know week to week what he's doing. That's a problem. I've said this before. I say this again. I like predictability. I like to know what my guys are going to do when they get out there. If I know what they're going to do, I can predict it. And if I can predict it, I can pick it. But every week, I don't know what Eagle is going to do well. I would think it's Jeffrey and Ertz. I have no problem drafting them. I'll take Wentz as a flyer late. And Blunt, I really don't like Blunt that much. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at a recent online championship draft. Alshon Jeffrey went in the middle of the 4th round. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. He was the 24th receiver off the board. Could be a little higher than that. I'm willing to go a little higher, but that's about right. Zach Ertz was, one moment please. Oh, he was the 6th tight end off the board in round 7. Little early, but I like the thinking there. The thinking is, with no Jordan Matthews, maybe Ertz plays better. I like that one. And LeGarrette Blount was the 39th running back off the board in round 9. Darren Sproles was the 55th running back off the board in round 13. I mean, that's what we're looking at here. Carson Wentz was the 18th quarterback off the board in round 18. That's the best Eagles. Those are the best Eagles right there. I know. You're an Eagle fan. You can't be happy with that. When the best player in your team is a 4th round pick, you're probably not going to the playoffs. So I want to tell you something. Coming up in the next couple of days, I don't know if I'm going to do an article tomorrow. I may not do an article and a podcast tomorrow. I don't know. The reason why is I have to put my tiered rankings together because people have been asking for them. People are drafting and they need the visionary rankings. So I'm going to do my best today, tonight, tomorrow to get those out for those of you who have drafts this coming weekend. Okay? I'm going to do my best to get those visionary rankings, and I will explain them. After I do them, I will explain them because I think a lot of people make mistakes when it comes to rankings. All right? I will address that later. I don't want to address it now, but I definitely want to address it later when I do my tiered rankings because I believe I've always drafted in tiers. All right? And we will discuss that more, why I do that. I do that specifically for a reason. Okay? There's a method behind that. That method is critical because if you do draft in tiers, you don't get in trouble. I really believe that. If I draft in tiers, I don't get in trouble. Because I don't care who somebody takes, I'm good. I know the player pool. It helps me know the player pool better. I promise you we will discuss that more as I do my rankings. I will do my tiered rankings, like I said, today, tonight, tomorrow. Hopefully have them out on Thursday. I'm also going to be doing a Facebook Live Thursday and Friday from 2:30 to 3 on Scout Fantasy's homepage on Facebook. So check that out. I'll be there at 2:30 Thursday and Friday. And I'll be doing a members forum on Wednesday at 2. All right, so I got a lot of stuff going on, but I got to get these rankings out for you guys. Crucial. Crucial, crucial, crucial. And I hate doing rankings in numbers. I don't know the difference between number 27 and number 29. I don't know, but I know a tier. That's what I know. Here's what else I know. I need you to go to playffwc.com. I need you to do that for me. I need you to go there and join one of our contests if you want the best experience in fantasy football. Okay? Best payouts, awesome customer service, easy to use draft room. What more could you ask for? Nothing. No trading, no stupidity, easy peasy. Run your team, make a great draft, make some great waiver wire picks, be my rich friend. It's as simple as that. All right, right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. We're back soon with much, much more right here on the podcasts. This is Dr. Roto wishing you a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!